Hey guys, in the YouTube world, this is Angel Eyes 84 back at ya. Um, I've been noticing a lot on YouTube that there is this thing, light skin versus dark skin. Like, I have to comment on it. I watched like a million videos and I gotta put my personal take on it. Okay, I am a dark skinned female and I have been my entire life. As far as I'm really concerned, I just think that this whole thing is just it's really sad. It's very sad because, however you cut it, you be a red bone, a dark bone, whatever kind of bone you want to call yourself, you're still black. So it's not really that big of a deal to me as it seems to be to other people. I don't judge people by how they look or, the color of their skin, whether it be light skin, dark skin, white, black, brown, yellow, red. It's not a factor. It's how you treat me and how you are as a person. And that's what matters to me. But I will say, I don't think any dark person has really not had a couple of, incidences with people. I can't really say that my incidences that I've had as far as dealing with skin tone have always had something to do with a lighter skinned person. I mean, I can remember I had to be like 4th or 5th grade. Like, this chick comes up to me, and I mean, like, we're doing schoolwork, the teacher stepped out, and this girl, like, I'm sitting there, like, I was somewhat of a nerd. I'm sitting there doing my schoolwork. I cared about my schoolwork. And I'm sitting there doing my schoolwork, and this girl comes up to me after the teacher walks out, and she's like, "Oh yes, Elise, I just want you to know that right now we're deciding who's the darkest in the class, and it's between you and this guy named Darius." And I was not hurt. Let me tell you, the main thought that I was going in my head, like, the girl was dumb, number one, and I'm just like, you're the main one that should be focusing on your work. Like, why does it matter to you who's the darkest person in the class? Like, how is that going to better your life? What is that going to do for you? I mean, is this going to cure cancer? Is this going to make you rich one day? Like, is this going to end apartheid? Like, I just don't understand why that was important to her and the people that were doing that. Like, why would it matter to you who's the darkest person in the class? Like, how is that affecting your life? Like, what is it going to do for you? And I mean, like, of course, I've had guys, come up with the whole, "Oh, you're cute for a dark skinned girl." I've experienced that like maybe once or twice. I haven't really had, I mean, I can maybe name one or two, maybe two or three instances where skin tone was brought up and like that it sticks in my memory. I don't know, maybe there were more, but that I can say that like flashes in my memory. It's like maybe two or three. And to me they weren't that big of a deal. Um the one thing that I will say as far as the whole light skin versus dark skin thing go, I mean, I do, and I will admit this, and I think it's a valid reason. Maybe you don't, but this is my opinion. I do have a problem with like rap stars like Lil Wayne and Wale and all those other people. I'm not really that heavy into rap anyway, so it doesn't really hurt me that much. I spend my money on rock and country music, and they don't show any black people, let alone light versus dark. So boom. But anyway, I will say that I do have a problem with rappers like Lil Wayne. It's just constantly. He's just red bone, red bone, red bone, red bone, red bone. And to be perfectly honest, it's annoying. And even though you couldn't pay me $1 billion to date Lil Wayne, let alone sleep with him, it's not that. It's just like you're sitting up here yourself as black as the ace of spades, and you're just red bone, red bone, red bone, red bone. Like, what is that saying about yourself? What does that mean how you feel about yourself? Why is it in every hip hop rap video they're either very, very light skinned girls, biracial girls, Mexicans, Indians, or something else, just as long as it's not black? You know, like me, dark, brown. And I mean, I kind of do have a problem with that. But like I said before, I'm not a consumer, really, of rap music. And I think any of the girls and any of these people that are making these videos on YouTube and talking about this, that's where you do your protest. I mean, making a YouTube video like I'm doing, that's fine. Get your point across. But I would say to anybody that feels discriminated against and has a problem with the whole rap industry and, you know, how it's just light skin, biracial, Mexican chick, all that stuff, what you do is hit them where their heart is, which is where their money is. You hit them in their wallet. If you stop listening to their music, you stop watching their videos, you stop buying their albums and their products that they're endorsing, I guarantee you they will start changing their tune. That's what you need to do. If you really have a problem with it, boycott that crap. Boycott, boycott, boycott. Martin Luther King had it right, people. Boycott. You got a problem with something? Don't be a consumer anymore. Like, you know what? I'm done. So, I mean, that's basically all I really have to say. I mean, I've seen some cute light-skinned girls. I've seen some beautiful light-skinned girls. I've seen some cute dark-skinned girls. I've seen some amazingly beautiful dark-skinned girls. And if anybody knows anything about beauty, it's not the skin tone that makes you beautiful. It's the features. How your eyes are shaped. Maybe, you know, your eyelashes, your eyebrows, the shape of your nose, the shape of your lips, the shape of your face. That's what makes somebody attractive, not the color. You know, you take Beyonce and you get a crayon and color it over her picture, she'll still look the same. If you find her beautiful, she'll still be beautiful in a darker shade. I think it's really sad as black people that black people are the most racist people against other black people. Now, what I will say is every instance that I've ever had that did have something to do with me being a dark-skinned person, only black people have said something to me about it. I've hung out with white people. I've hung out with Mexicans. I live in a town it's called the Taste of Europe. That's what we call ourselves. I mean, there's some of everything. I've hung out with Asian people. I've hung out with Albanians. I've hung out with some of everything. Nobody has ever said anything about my skin tone except for another black person. And that's really messed up. And of course, it goes back to, and you know, that even proves even more. Like, black people have been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Why are we still, as a race, going back to slavery days? This is where the whole light skin versus dark skin comes from. The slavery days. The light-skinned people were in the house while the darker people were in the fields. And people still have an attitude about it. And people think that light-skinned people still think they're the shit because back in, however many years ago, these people were in the house with the easy work while the darker people were doing serious work. I mean, people also need to take into account, and maybe the reason why they had lighter skinned people in the house is because those people were half white and they couldn't acknowledge them as like family members. So they're like, well, hey, You know, you're still my slave, even though you're my daughter. So at least I'll put you in the house. You know, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. And I really don't care. If this is where the whole light skin versus dark skin thing comes from, if it goes all the way back to slavery, let that shit go. That's so stupid. You know, we as black people should have evolved by now. I mean, like, really. There's so much other stuff going on in the world. There's so much that people could be putting their energy into for good causes. Walk for the cure. How about you walk for a cure for cancer? How about you go to school and do something with your life? Who cares if you're light or if you're dark? They're light-skinned assholes and they're dark-skinned assholes. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It could go either way. You can be pretty and dark. You can be light and pretty. You can be ugly and light. You can be ugly and dark. It doesn't matter. Like, why is this such a big deal still? And, you know, watching these YouTube videos, I heard that there was this guy, I think his name was Michael Lynch or whatever Lynch. His last name was Lynch. And he said, if you want to keep black people down, put up the light skin versus the dark skin. And this was years upon years ago. It's like, seriously, black people, we have been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Get over that shit. It is so irrelevant. It's so irrelevant. And that's my stance on it. I don't care somebody's like, I don't feel inferior around light-skinned girls. I don't care. I don't feel superior around light-skinned girls. I don't care. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch. If you're a slut, you're a slut. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. If you're beautiful, you're beautiful. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It really doesn't. I'm not going to hate on somebody because of what they look like. That's not the way I was raised, and that's just not the way I am as a person. I listen to Martin Luther King. I want to judge somebody by the context of their mind. I want to judge somebody by their heart. I want to judge somebody by how they treat me. I want to judge somebody by how they treat others. I want to judge somebody by how they treat children and animals. I don't want to judge somebody on the color of their skin. And you shouldn't judge anybody on the color of their skin, and you shouldn't judge yourself on the color of your skin. If you're dark, be proud of it. Black don't crack, honey. Black skin, dark skin, brown skin, it is beautiful. Black people don't, I mean, look, black people don't age like that. Look at Oprah. She looks great. Look at Tina Turner. She looks great. It doesn't matter, though. Like, just stop. Black people, stop judging each other. Stop the whole light versus dark. It's very pathetic. I'm out.